Guys, this morning we continue our discussions, and I have the privilege of chatting in studio with me this morning, Mr. Leroy George. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Miss Shenell Felix. How are you?
I am good, and it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. So tell me, what are we chatting about as it pertains to the literary traditions in Tobago?
We're keeping the literary traditions alive. That's the theme of what we're doing. Everybody is acquainted with the Tobago Writers Guild. The Tobago Writers Guild has evolved and it has given birth to the Trinidad and Tobago Writers Guild. We did some work in Trinidad lately over the last year or so, and we discovered that the need for the equivalent of the Tobago Writers Guild exists in Trinidad in a very big way. Could talk about that for lengthily, but however, I want to get to exactly this point. The Trinidad and Tobago Writers Guild will be working with the Tobago Festivals Commission, and we will be a part of the calendar. I think the calendar came out already. You'd see quite a few events from the Tobago Writers Guild, a series of workshops, and these workshops are really star-studied. When I say star-studied, if you are intending to be a writer of any sort in Tobago or Trinidad, you want to be attending these workshops. They're going to be at the Scarborough Library in almost all the cases except one case, which part as one of the two script writing workshops is going to be taking place at the Shore Park Multicultural Complex, and that is the one that would be headed by Mr. Gerard Primer. But besides that, we also have Mr. Horace Wilson. Everybody knows Horace Wilson if you're really into acting, etc., because he would have been one of the producers or the main guy in the making of Turn of the Tide, probably the greatest piece of work in terms of acting coming out of Tobago. We have Cleon McPherson. He needs no introduction to those who are into poetry. And so obviously Horace will be doing a workshop on script writing. This one here is going to be free. This is going to be the first one. It's going to be on July the 5th, and it's going to be running from 12 p.m. to 2:30. And this one here is specifically for students, and it's going to be completely free. All the other workshops are going to cost $100. When it comes to Cleon McPherson, he'll be in very next day, July the 5th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and he of course will be doing poetry and spoken word. I could talk about all the accomplishments of Cleon McPherson, but I think most Tobagonians who are into that world of writing, etc., already know. I should point out that this is open for even those who just thinking about being writers, etc., and not a stranger to your viewers at all, because she is a journalist here, and persons would know her from the show Book Club Corner, which was running for quite a bit of time. I think it'll probably be running into the future also. Jewel Green George, she's going to be doing book marketing for entrepreneurs. She's gotten a lot of praises from persons like the former mayor of Port of Spain, Louis Leasing, who wrote his book Closer to God, Further from the Church, etc., because she would have helped him to promote his book, and the list of persons who should have helped in that regards is, we could be talking about that for another week or so. Marsha Gomes McKee is somebody who is going to be next, right? She would be on July the 9th, from July the 12th rather, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and she'll be doing fiction writing. I met Marsha Gomes while doing the lecture series. We did a lecture series in Trinidad on the logos, and she's doing a lot of exciting work with a lot of fictional characters, etc. She's a full-time writer, so that is an important thing. If you know you want to be a writer, if you have ambitions of being a writer like full-time, these are the people who know how to get you to that point.
Excellent.
And so you definitely want to be a part of that. Also, we have Rhonda Garcia. That is the last person to make mention of, because I think I made mention of Gerard Primer. Rhonda Garcia won a Nebula Award for sci-fi. If you're one of those people into sci-fi, you know what Nebula Awards are. It's basically like right up there with, you know, the Academy Award. That is probably the most equivalent thing to it, etc. That will be on July the 17th. So you could just check the Trinidad and Tobago Writers Guild Facebook page. You'd be able to see how you could sign up for it, and also you'd be able to see everything else that I wasn't able to make mention of. Or if you want to sign up for it, you could go to the Tobago Festivals Commission building right here in Scarborough, and they will give you paper. You could sign up. It's $100 for everything except the one free workshop.
Excellent. Thank you for coming this morning and letting us know about all that's happening as it pertains to the partnership with the Writers Guild. now expanding to Trinidad and partnering with the Tobago Festivals Commission. And before you go, just tell us why it's so important for persons to come out and support these workshops and why this partnership with the Tobago Festivals is so important.
Well, supporting the workshop is important. The workshop supporting you is more important. It is important because Tobago, we are artistic people. That is the reality of the situation. We are artistic people stuck in a public sector world for whatever reason, and so many people want to really be able to express themselves through writing, through poetry, etc. It brings happiness, it brings joy, all of that, and it brings money. It brings money for those who become successful, and obviously these are the most successful people. You have people like who are just Jared Primer. He's the CEO of TPAC, etc. This is something that has success in it. So you're doing it for yourself more than you're doing it for Tobago, for the Tobago Heritage Festival. And yes, of course, it is important. You have that third sector, the NGO, which is NGOs working with the government. So now that we're working with Tobago Festivals Commission, I think this is the first time in a long time we've done anything with THA. That is obviously important for obvious reasons.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on this morning. And viewers, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.